I still smell the onions when I close my eyes. 7 years of chopping them so no one would see me cry, and the one person I did it for sued me the week she put MD after a name. My name is Elias Kane. 35. Private investigator. People pay me to notice what they pretend isn't there. In my family, that made me the ghost in the walls. I paid for Elena's rent, her textbooks, her white coat ceremony, her life, because Mom said, she's going to save lives one day, Eli. That's bigger than you. Dad just grunted and called it being the man of the house. So I lived on black coffee and cases that paid under the table. I learned which pawn shops didn't ask questions when I needed grocery money. I told myself every overdraft I covered, every skipped meal, every birthday I worked through was an investment. She'd graduate, she'd look at me with those big grateful eyes, and the ache in my chest would finally shut up. But the ache got louder. It learned my name. One night I found a note in Elena's old coat pocket while I was dropping off her dry cleaning. A post-it. Her handwriting. If he ever says no, remind him who paid for everything. He'll cave. He always does. I stood in that laundromat for 20 minutes staring at those words like they were written in someone else's blood. I folded the note, put it back, and drove home without breathing. Grandpa Marcus died 3 months later. The will was simple, the house to me, the lakeside cabin split between Elena and me, the investments mostly mine, in gratitude for the boy who never asked for anything. Mom read it like she'd swallowed glass. Elena didn't speak. She just stared at the cabin key like it had personally insulted her. 2 days later they made a new family group chat. I wasn't in it. The screenshots came from a cousin who still had a conscience. Mom, he'll sign the house over. He always does the right thing. Elena, if he fights, I'll say he manipulated Grandpa. I still have the photos of him visiting too much. Dad, let's keep this quiet. Elias hates drama. I sat on my kitchen floor at 3 a.m. reading those messages and felt something inside me go very, very still. That was the night I stopped being their brother, and started being the man who notices everything. They served me on a Tuesday. Elena's petition claimed I'd isolated Grandpa, coerced him, committed elder abuse with tuition checks. She used pictures of me bringing him groceries as proof of control. She wanted the entire estate, plus repayment for emotional damages. I called her from the courthouse steps. She answered singing, actually singing, like it was any other day. Elena, you're suing me. Eli, grow up. It's just legal pressure. You'll fold. You love being the hero. I paid for your life. And I'm about to save lives. Perspective. Click. I looked at the envelope in my hand, thick, ugly, rubber-banded, and for the first time in 7 years I smiled like I meant it. Courtroom smelled like bleach and old coffee. Mom sat behind Elena stroking her hair like she was still 12. Dad wouldn't meet my eyes. Elena wore her new white coat like armor. Her lawyer painted me as the controlling brother who poisoned Grandpa's mind. Every photo, every text they showed was real. None of it was true. When it was my turn, I didn't speak at first. I just walked to the judge and handed over the brick of an envelope. 7 years of receipts. Every transfer. Every memo that said, Elena tuition, Elena rent, Elena USMLE step 2. Then I handed over a second envelope. Cream paper. Grandpa's handwriting on the front, to be opened only if they forget who carried them. Elena went pale. She knew. The judge told her to read it aloud. She tried not to. He waited. Finally her voice cracked like thin ice. Elena, I watched you let your brother starve so you could shine. I watched you smile while he paid. If you ever raise a hand to take what he earned, remember this, I left him the house because he never asked for it. You were given enough. Be ashamed. The courtroom didn't gasp. It just stopped breathing. Then I played the video. Grandpa, frail but clear, 2 years before he died, looking straight into Elena's phone camera. Baby girl, when you're a doctor, you pay Elias back every cent. We'll put it in writing if your memory gets convenient. Elena's mouth opened. Nothing came out. The judge, this tired old man who'd seen every flavor of greed, looked at my sister, and laughed. Not cruel. Just astonished. Like someone who'd watched a magician pull the same trick one too many times and finally saw the string. He dismissed her case with prejudice. Told her if she ever darkened his courtroom again over this, she'd pay my fees and his dry cleaning for the heartbreak. I still live in Grandpa's house. The porch light works now. I fixed it myself. Some nights Elena wires money, no message, just a memo that says, installment. I cash it, put it toward the cabin roof, and sleep without dreaming of onions. I learned a new word. It's small. 2 letters. It tastes like air after 7 years underwater. So tell me, because I still don't know the answer. If the person you bled for looked you in the eye and said your only job is to suffer so they can shine, would you ever let them back in the house you paid for with your life? Comment no if you wouldn't. I need to know I'm not the only one who finally learned how.